Welcome to part 8 of 60 tips for grassroots football coaches compilation.
Do you know what your ball rolling time is? This is the amount of time that the actual ball is moving and playing in a session. Okay? You need to measure this and then you need to try and improve it. My experience at grassroots level is actually only 30 to 40% of the session the ball is rolling. So that's around 20 minutes out of a 60-minute session the ball is rolling. So you need to improve this. So get someone to time you with a stopwatch about when you say, right, play, start the stopwatch. As soon as you stop the play, whether it's for a coaching point, to change a topic, to get a drink, they stop the stopwatch. Measure what your ball rolling time is over an hour. Get a parent to do it or an assistant coach to do it, and then try and improve this. It's massively important and it can be a real learning curve for coaches, so give it a go. Try to create a team challenge each week which you can relate to what you've done in training. So then players can take what they've learned in training into the match day where it's really important. So try and give a team challenge related to what you've done in training. So for example, if you worked on trying to counter-attack in training, win the ball in your defensive third and trying to counter-attack. So your challenge might be, how many times can we win the ball in our defensive third and get into their final third within 8 seconds? So set a little team challenge like that, and if you can get someone to measure it, even better, because you can say, how many times do you think we're going to do this half? And they might say 3. Get someone to measure it, see how they've done at half time. If they've not reached that goal, then you can give them some coaching tips and help. If they have reached that goal, then say, oh, what do you think we can get next half? And you can extend them and press that challenge on them even more. So a different challenge for the teams based on what you've done in training. Make sure there's transition in every part of every session you do. Transition is one of the most important elements of the game. We don't introduce it enough in our training sessions. So for example, if we're doing a keep ball attack versus defence practice, sometimes when the defence win the ball, the practice just stops. But what you want is when the defence win the ball is you want them to break out and attack by either driving with the ball or passing with the ball, or it might be actually relaxing on the ball and keeping the ball. So make sure these elements are in your practice. So when the defence win it, give them something to attack. Or if the attack lose the ball, give them something to move back and defend. It's really important that you implement transition throughout your practices at all times. With younger players, make sure you're using equal playing time. Anyone under 11, equal playing time should be done all the time. And we've got a further video on this on the Coaches Club. But you do not know which speed players are going to develop. And some of your strongest players at 7s and 8s are physically more developed. Okay, and they will not always be the strongest players at 9, 10, 11s, 12s. You've got to give players the opportunity to develop. You've got to give them the opportunity to play in games. So even if they're struggling at the moment, give them that opportunity to develop. So you must do equal playing time at younger age groups to help all of your players develop equally. To help players improve their resilience and how they react to things on the pitch, ask them how the best professionals react when things go wrong. They'll be able to bring up some professional players that probably don't act in the right way when things go wrong, but ask them for the examples of players that really do. So what about when they've lost a big game, or they've lost a final, or they've lost a game in a controversial manner? How do the best players react to that? Because then they can see what their heroes do and what the top players at the top level do, and hopefully this will help psychologically improve them and make them a bit more resilient to when things go wrong. At the younger age groups, focus on technical practices. 6, 7s, 8s, 9s, lots of technical work, lots of 1v1 work. Okay, you need to give them a technical foundation, and then as they get older, especially start moving into teenage groups, you start to work on tactics a lot more. It will be easier to work on tactics with players that have got a solid technical foundation. So focus on this when they're younger, and then psychologically that's what they're better built to learn. And then as they get older, start working on tactics then.
In September, I am running an online coaching course for grassroots coaches. This can be for coaches that are level 1, uefa C licence, or level 2, and it's going to go through everything you need to coach your grassroots team. There will be lots of value in this for new coaches as well as experienced coaches. We'll be running over 6 weeks with a series of webinars. If you miss a webinar, you'll be able to make it up as well. But we'll go through things like how to plan your sessions, how to adapt for individuals within your group, especially when you've got players that are at different ability levels. We'll go through formation, small-sided games, how to deal with some parents, how to create a culture for your team, how to develop individuals around the 4 corners to help them physically, technically, tactically, psychologically. We will go through loads and loads of session plans and session design stuff. In my experience, that's what grassroots coaches want. They want help with designing their sessions and how they can do that over a season. So a large bulk of the 6-week course will be working on creating your sessions, making sure your sessions are appropriate for your players, and making sure your sessions are helping players develop. You can sign up and register interest for this course, and then we will be sending out links about how to get involved and get enrolled on the course. It will be starting in September. Hopefully you're looking at the 60 tips videos that we're currently releasing and going through. And you can find more information on the TSC Coaches Club, which is on Facebook, Instagram and YouTube. You can follow me on LinkedIn, Twitter and Facebook as Seb Tidy, and we'll have lots of free content out there as well. You can already see a lot of free content on our Coaches Club, which, like I said, is on Facebook, and if you subscribe to our YouTube channel, there's loads on there. Any coaches you think that will really benefit from this course, please share this with them, and I look forward to hopefully seeing you on the course in September.